ক্রিয়া তৈরি সেই বলেছে। তাহলে পাল্টালোটা কি? পাল্টালো পার্লামেন্টে বসার কিছু মুখ, অর্থাৎ বোতলের ছিপি পাল্টালো, মালপত্র কিছুই পাল্টালো। তা মানুষ সেই শোষিত, বঞ্চিত, নিপীড়িত আছে। এই ক্ষুধার্ত মানুষ তো বারে বারে জাগবেই।
Like all revolutionary movements, the Maoists see themselves as fighting for the greater good of the people. We've obtained a never-before-seen interview with the elusive Maoist leader Kishanji. He won't show his face on camera for fear of being identified. Kishanji insisted that his struggle is for India's rural poor.
हम लोग बोलते हैं कि खेती क्रांति, अग्रेरियन रेवोल्यूशन, जोतने वालों को जमीन ना मिल, गरीब किसानों का जीवन परिवर्तन है। जल, जंगल, जमीन ये तमाम पर उसका क्षमता नहीं होके उसका जीवन में सिर्फ उन्नयन के लिए कुछ 200 करोड़ मना बरत करेंगे, सैंक्शन करेंगे, 100,000 करेंगे, ना तो 5,000 करेंगे, इसे कुछ नहीं होते। सही विपक्ष हम लोग, इसलिए तमाम मिलकर हम लोग पर आक्रमण करते हैं। श्रेणी वर्ग दृष्टि में ये सभी एक है। एसेंस, इन एसेंस all the political parties will serve the state. We want to destroy the state. Then naturally what will happen? State will try to capture it, to continue its power. We want to destroy it. यहाँ असली जंग है।
For 5 decades, Kishanji's fighters have recruited hundreds of disillusioned young Adivasi men and women. Their ideal of a just society without hierarchy seemed to be the antidote to the Indian government's land grab. But the Aboriginals soon found out that their new allies have a very dark side. When it comes to enforcing their ideals in the communities under their control, the Maoists are iron-fisted. In 2009, the same year as Kishanji sat down for his rare interview, his fighters chased all the inhabitants out of 5 villages because the Adivasis from those villages refused to work for them.
माओवादी साहब बोले कि यदि तुम लोग हम लोग का बात नहीं मानोगे तो 3 रोज के बाद तुम लोग को यहाँ से भागना पड़ेगा, घर दरवाजा जमी बाड़ी सब छोड़ के भागना पड़ेगा, ऐसा बोल करके हम लोग को धमक दिया है।
अपना ये बकरी बैल सब बंधा हुआ है, घर में है, धन दौलत संपत्ति सब कौन खरियाने में है, खेती होती सभी बड़ा है, फिर हमें यहाँ चले आए, कौन देखेगा घर में? अपना जान को देखेंगे ना, अपना संपत्ति को देखेंगे।
In their zeal for undermining the Indian government, Maoist fighters have torched construction equipment, bombed government schools, and derailed passenger trains, killing hundreds. Here, a Maoist court delivers its punishment to these 2 men convicted of selling and drinking alcohol, something that Maoists see as antisocial behavior, a threat to their view of an ideal society.
ওইটা তাহলে তো ইয়ে করতে হবে, এটা আবার অফিসে ছেড়ে কি চলে এটা বিচার সভা টাকা হচ্ছে তোমরা আমরা আগে হাত করবে না ঘোষণা আছে মত করেন তাহলে কার ঘর পেয়েছে কার ঘর পেয়েছে ওকে জানাও, ওকে জিজ্ঞেস করে কার ঘর পেয়েছে মত। হ্যাঁ আরে কে কি কালকে সন্ধ্যাবেলা মোদের মধ্যে কেন আসছিল? তুই এখনো বলবি না বলবি?
The Maoists are vigilant about traitors in their midst. Those even suspected of collaborating with the Indian government are brutally executed. During my visit, I tried repeatedly to meet the Maoists and ask them why they would terrorize the very people they claim to be fighting for. Over and over again, my request for a meeting was denied, citing security concerns. At one point, in a scarcely veiled threat, I was even told that they couldn't guarantee my safety. So I came to Calcutta and caught up with Oshim Chatterjee, one of the original members of the Maoist or Naxalite movement when it began back in the late 1960s. He left the Naxalites not long after, but today he mediates between them and the Indian government. A stroke has distorted Chatterjee's appearance and left him with a speech impediment. He has become one of the Maoists' harshest critics.
They are killing poor Adivasis. They judge them in their court. They are the judges, they are the pleaders, and they are the executioner, and kill them there and there.
Whatever violence is being perpetuated right now by those who call themselves Naxals, Naxalites, whether it's killing suspected defectors, informers, blowing up police stations and the like, would you describe that as terrorism?
Without taking up the responsibility of developing class struggle, if you launch armed struggle, it will inevitably become terrorism. It degenerated into a terroristic campaign. I have given it a name. It's an exercise of social terrorism. Socialism in words and terrorism in deeds.
The village of Dianmari is one place where that terrorism has made its presence felt. If there's a word to describe the atmosphere here, it's fear. It is the quietest place I've been to in India. I've come here to meet Sakri Bandra, who was almost beaten to death by Maoist fighters because they suspected him of treason. Sakriji, tell us what happened to your family.
बोला নাই কোয়া নাই এইসা এইগুলালে ধরে করে নিয়ে গেল ও দাদা থাকে ওইদিকে আমি তাকে এদিকে ওয়াকে আগে নিয়ে গেল ওইদিকে বাঁধি রেখেছিল আর পরে আমাকে নিয়ে গেল আমাকেও নিয়ে গেল আমাকেও বাঁধিছিল এখন থোড়ি দাগিগুলো আছে তিন লোকে মারেছিল আমাকে তো আমি বাঁচি গেলি ওকে মরা নিয়ে দিল
The Maoists were upset that you were mentioning to people that you were giving them food, perhaps shelter. Was that true?
তো আগে দেখা হয়তো জল তল দেই তো আমি ওইসব আমরা দুবাই ওমন কাম করার লোক নাই আমার ভাই তো বাগাল কারি বাইল গরু বাগাল ছাগল বাগাল ওই বাগাল করতো ও কোনো ওইসব জানে নাই বিষ আছে কি চারানা পয়সা এমন নাই
Bandra and his brothers were accused of trying to poison the Maoists when some of the fighters fell ill after eating food from the village. Bandra tells me the Maoists destroyed part of his house as they left, and that he spent 2 days in a coma. His other brother looks on as we talk, but refuses to say much. He's far too afraid of what the Maoists might do to him. Have the Maoists ever explained to you why they fight against the police?
ওটা আমি নাই বলতে পারবো কিসের সঙ্গে ওরা পুলিশ ওরাকে খুঁজে বলে আর ওরা হাই ওরাকে খুঁজে বলে কিসের নিয়ে যে খুঁজাখুঁজি হয় ঝগড়া করে ওটা আমাদের নিয়ে নাই করে ওই ওরাই খুঁজাখুঁজি হয়
The Maoists say that they are fighting for you, but they are fighting for all the people that live in India who are like you, who are neglected.